started off our day walking around, exploring the city. We went towards the church, which was very Gothic style, and then we walked towards the prison, which I would recommend if you just get a good history about the city. We then went towards Hanoi coffee station, which was really recommended a lot online and did have good food and views. We then got an Uber to Temple of Literature. It was raining, so take your waterproofs and umbrellas. The inside was really, really pretty, and there was also a lot of students there. Once it dried, we then headed towards Imperial Citadel, which was quiet, large, but peaceful, and the lanterns were really, really pretty. I imagine at night it's even prettier. In the evening, we went for food and just hanged around the local area by the lake. There's a lot of traffic, so yeah, be careful while crossing. We started off the day by getting a tuk-tuk towards Note Cafe, which was quite nice. We left some notes, got some drinks. It's got a few floors, so just keep going up if you think there's not enough room. We were meant to go Halong Bay, but because we were in monsoon season, things just didn't go to plan. We then spent the day just exploring the lake. We went on the bridge and went towards the temple that's up there. It's really, really nice. There was a wishing tree as well. It wasn't too busy. We then went to Train Street. Make sure before you go, you check the train timing so you don't want to miss the train arriving. And also, you'd probably end up having to buy drinks at the cafes that are on the side of the tracks so that you can get a seat. Otherwise, there won't be anywhere for you to sit or stand really because they won't let you. But yeah, this was a really good experience and I really enjoyed it. The next morning, we headed to Ninh Bình quite early. We got a private taxi, which was arranged with the hotel. It was £60, but there are cheap alternatives. I'm sure you can get like coaches there. We stayed in Muir Cave Eco Lodge, and this was really convenient. It was right at the bottom of the Muir Caves, and it was just for you pay. They had a lot of ponds, a lot of lanterns, and it was really close to the lily ponds. Although the lily ponds, the flowers weren't as prominent when we went, but it was still really pretty nonetheless, and it was a good walk as well. Later on, got a taxi towards the Trang An boat tour. So it was between Trang An and Tom Kak, and we went for Trang An because from the research, it was just less touristy. And to be honest, although there were people there, it wasn't overwhelmingly busy, and you really got to take in nature and the beauty of the space. Definitely recommend. You even got to go under a cave, and I would also suggest tipping, the people driving you at the end because it was really tasking. In the evening, we went to a place called Pho Koh Hao Lu, which the hotel recommended, and we had no expectations of this, but when we got there, we were pretty much like blown away. It was so pretty, the lanterns and the lights, and one thing about Vietnam is wherever you go, there'd always be lanterns, and it's absolutely gorgeous. There was a lot of local tourists in this place, and the food was really good. There was a lot of markets and shops, and yeah, definitely check out in the evening. You can't come to Ninh Bình and not go to the Muir Caves. And so that's what we did the next morning. We didn't have to pay for entrance because we were staying in the Muir Cave Eco Lodge, which was handy. The trek itself was fairly challenging, but the views were worth it. Absolutely breathtaking when you got to the top. That was pretty much it for that day. We went back to Hanoi Airport and got a flight to Hoi An. The next day, we spent hours just, getting lost in the old city of Hoi An and exploring the cobbled streets, the vibrant colors. We stumbled upon some mart, which was so good. Must try. It was very, very refreshing. And then we obviously had to get some tailor-made clothing. There's so many shops there, so just walk into any. We got some banh mi. This Le Hoi paste was a small stall, but it was so good. And then in the evening, we went for the lantern boat ride. To be honest with you, this was slightly underwhelming because it was so touristy. But with the lights and the beauty of Hoi An and the lanterns, we still had a really good time. We went to the night market, did some shopping, and then ate some street food, got some fresh noodles, some juices. And then the next day, we started off by going to Marble Mountain. This was about an hour away from our hotel, and we got a taxi there. So you can either trek up the mountain or get a lift up. We were lazy, so we got the lift up. We then spent the next couple of hours just exploring Marble Mountain, climbing the different caves and seeing the different pagodas. I would suggest wear shoes that have a bit of a good grip because some of the caves were a bit slippery and a bit steep, but definitely doable. A good experience if you do like nature. We then got some breakfast at a place called Buttercups, which was amazing. You must try. It was one of my favorite breakfasts in Vietnam. We got the egg coffee and got some bagels. In the afternoon, we had a beach day. Our hotel had its own private beach, so we just chilled and lounged around there. The hotel we stayed at was Citadines Pearl, and I would recommend if you're nearby. We went back to Hoi An Old Town in the evening, collected our clothes, and just enjoyed our last evening there. The next morning, we got a flight to Ho Chi Minh, and because we were only there for a day, we left our luggage in the airport facilities provided for a fee. We got breakfast and went to the Saigon Central Post Office. It was a grand building, and we were even able to send ourselves a postcard home. We then walked to the War Remembrance Museum. This was a bit of a walk, but it was a good way to explore the city and just stop for drinks and snacks. The museum itself was very impactful, and I would definitely recommend. It gave such a good insight into the history of the city and the Saigon War. And it's probably one of the best museums I have been to. We then went to a street called Book Street, which, as it says in the names, is just a street full of books, arts, crafts, souvenirs, postcards. And as bookworms, we did really enjoy this. We then headed to Cafe Apartments, which is just a building full of shops and cafes. We got some Arabiaca there. And yeah, you can get a lift up to whichever shop that or cafe you want to go to. And after that, it just poured really, really heavily with rain. So we were kind of stranded for our plans. But you know, if you're going to monsoon season, be prepared for it to rain. This is where the trip in Ho Chi Minh and Vietnam ends. However, we did get a flight to Seoul, so stay tuned for the Seoul trip. And please like, share, and subscribe.